If I were to ask you to point to yourself, chances are you'd point to your heart area. It's not likely you'll point to your head, toe, or elbow. And that's because your heart area is where the true you exists. Your heart area holds your spirit, soul, essence, and higher self. The magnetic field around your heart area has been scientifically measured to be about 8 to 10 feet around you in proximity. The head area and other areas, however, reach a much lower distance. And I really think there's something to that. Your head tells you information from calculations based on emotions, experience, and outside circumstances. Your heart area, however, contains a higher wisdom that goes by many names: higher self, inner guru, spirit, voice of God, intuition. Meditation is simply a way to shut out the noise and listen to what your inner wisdom has to say. The inner wisdom is constantly speaking to you, whether you're listening or not. You always have the choice to tap into it and follow it. You've heard of having a gut feeling or a knowing in your knower. When something tells you to check your tire pressure or to take a longer way home. When something tells you to give a specific message to a specific person, seemingly with no reason behind it. Can you imagine what your life would look like if you listened to that inner voice more often? Walking by faith, not by sight. What about all day, every day, for literally every decision you make, big or small? Speaking from experience, here's what that would look like. You'd start with the safe stuff, the decisions that wouldn't be a complete disaster if they didn't go as you planned. Then after your initial success, you'd start getting steadily braver and more daring when following this newfound flowing wisdom. Eventually, you'd become completely fearless, having discovered that everything happens for a reason and everything always turns out fine. Ultimately, you'd find yourself on a moment-by-moment adventure that leads you to all kinds of places and experiences you never thought you'd see. You'd discover your true self and purpose, and you'd find an inner peace that surpasses understanding. Everything that happens to you is actually part of a bigger picture production. Stand back and start noticing it. If you haven't already become aware of your inner voice, go ahead and start giving it a listen. Be curious. Don't brush it off as random thoughts. Start actively paying attention to your inner voice. Practicing a process that works for you to consistently tap into this wisdom moment by moment. And then act. Whenever you feel any kind of nudge from your higher self, trust it and follow it. Take that leap of faith just to see where it takes you. Your JOYkwondo exercise today is to go on a treasure hunt. No, not a hunt for actual gold or jewels hidden on a remote isle. This is a spiritual treasure you're seeking, much like the one I embarked on when I met Art. If you haven't heard my story about Art yet, take a listen to the JOYkwondo episode called Treasure Hunt Testimonial. If you've never gone on a treasure hunt like this before, you're in for a real treat. But it's probably also going to be one of the strangest things you've ever done. Are you ready? Let's get started. A spiritual treasure hunt starts with a bit of meditation. If you've never done meditation, don't freak out. It literally just means to get in a quiet place where you can clear your head and focus. For this task, focus on the question of where should I go today? And with that question in mind, don't try to logically come up with a place to go based on the weather conditions or the distance. Instead, just let a somewhere show up in your mind randomly. Got it? Now get up and go there. Don't ask questions. Don't try to talk yourself out of it. Once you've arrived at that place you were told to go by God, spirit, intuition, higher self, whatever you prefer to call that nudge that we all have guiding us, focus on the question of, what should I do here? In the same way the first question was answered, let one or several random ideas come to your mind. Keep doing it over and over again, letting one task lead to you to the next task, and so on. Let this inner wisdom guide you on a little adventure today. Keep your mind always aware of that guidance and enjoy the ride. You'll experience crazy coincidences, right time, right place happenings, and you might end up with a crazy story to tell at parties. Want to hear a spooky true story from an insane treasure hunt that I went on once? Check out my other video called A Treasure Hunt Testimonial. Some wild things happened.